Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am joined with my partner in crime here, Mr. Andrew Hansen, and we are ready just to dissect this KBO slate tonight and just crush it. But I do want to say happy birthday, America. Today is Saturday, July 4th, and I know Andrew was just out with his little ones doing the sparklers and all of that stuff. And I know we've got some big fireworks going on around here as well. So I hope you're having a great 4th so far, Andrew. And are you ready to crush some KBO?
Absolutely. Hey, nothing like baseball on the 4th of July. We're just out playing a little bit in the yard, having a good time with the family. Happy 4th of July to the DFS Coach Talk family and everybody out there who's new to the program. And this is a lot of fun to be able to talk baseball. Be great if we could do it in the USA, but at least we know it's coming at the end of the month. So for now, we continue to enjoy Korean baseball.
We are, and we had a great night last night again. Top 12% lineup for me playing mostly cash. I get up in those numbers. It's usually, ding dong city. I'm all fired up. So it was a solid night. We have some great PGA stuff going for our weekend lineups. So that's going to give us a big sweat tomorrow. Very fired up about that. And also, if you're a member and you jump in Discord, we're giving out some bonus PGA 4th round stuff. We're so fired up for golf. So join in that as well. But we want to get after this today, but real quickly, before we get started, I want to thank our sponsors that are bringing this podcast to you. That's mybookie.ag, the place to go for all of your sports and casino action. Go to mybookie.ag and use the promo code CoachTalk, all one word, not two words, and you receive an exclusive offer only to those that go through dfscoachtalk.com. And that's a 50% sign-up bonus all the way up to $1,000 and also a $25 free play. So can build some free bucks there to build up a nice bankroll. And also our buddies at horse race friends at TVG. Go to tvg.com or go through the dfscoachtalk.com website. Click on the TVG logo, and that allows you to sign up and make a deposit through TVG, and you receive a free offer only to DFS Coach Talk members that use the DFS Coach Talk, just Coach Talk promo. You get that free risk-free $300 bet. So hard to pass up free risk of $300 where you can make a nice profit. Please, I think it's right down here. If you're watching us on YouTube, we need you to subscribe. That is so important. And give us a thumbs up. We are every day, it seems like we're going up the ladder for more searches, more listens. And it helps us grow as a family at DFS Coach Talk. And it also, just gets more members, more voices in there. So please subscribe and and we're all over social media. We're everywhere. YouTube, we're DFS Coach Talk. Instagram, we're DFS_Coach Talk. And our Twitter, DFS Coach Talk, you can follow everything we're doing on there. So we're everywhere. Tune in, listen in, thumbs up, likes, 5 stars, anything you can do to throw some info in there. We keep all of this information in front of the paywall. That's what we're going to always do. We believe in that. We want to give you some good insight into making money at DFS. And then we hope you join us on, as a member to get those full FanDuel lineups, player pools, pivots. Everything's going to be there. All our pros in each sport are in the Discord 30 to 45 minutes before every lock, including KBO. So tonight's another weird one. KBO is 4 a.m. Eastern for all 5 games. So for me in Dallas, it's a 3 a.m. Start. So at about 2:20, I will be live in Discord. So I actually think I'll stay up, gut it out tonight, and not have to wake up in the middle of the night. So that's always fun because I can post some things in there like I did last night. I got it out last night too. So when this KBO ends, Andrew, do you think we will get back on regular sleep patterns at some point?
I think we will. It's going to be tremendous.
No doubt. Hey, you're looking a little scruffy there. You going for the no shave?
Oh yeah, holiday weekend. We've been traveling, so we let it all hang out here on the 4th.
Wow, little rough and gruff, almost a little intimidating there with the
I'm ready to throw up.
beard.
I'm ready to throw a batting helmet on right now and get in the box. Let's go.
I know. I'm fired up, man. I'm so fired up. All right, we're gonna jump right in, go right through the entire card here, like we always do. We'll give you. The good news is there's no weather issues. That's always one big, huge concern with KBO ball because they cancel so quickly. So we're fine. All 5 games are a go as of right now, but we will let you know if anything pops up there. All right, first game: Hanwha Eagles 13-39 at the Doosan Bears 30-22. Chad Bell, the lefty, with a nice smooth 0-5 with a 7.88 ERA, having to face Doosan. Good luck with that. And Huey Kwan Yu, lefty, 5-2 with a 4.76 for Doosan. And we're going to mybookie.ag to give you the line on this game. I just updated it right now at this moment. And of course, by far and away, actually, it's amazing tonight, Andrew. We have 4 of the 5 games with very, very low lines. So you're going to get to take who you like in all those games, except for this one. We're a big, fat 303 favorite for Doosan. Even on the run line, you're still laying 144. And there are 2 games that are on the high side with 10.5 over-unders, and this is one of them. So the question is, this is the $1 million question for you. Is it going to be incredibly, insanely chalky on the Doosan side, since you are the Doosan whisperer? What do you think, man?
Well, I don't think it will be. Chad Bell is not a good pitcher this season. He's really struggled. But at least he's keeping the ball in the ballpark when he's facing lefties. They're hitting 325 against him, but only 1 home run. So that really limits the upside. Righties, on the other hand, hitting 315 against him with 4 homers. So I like K Park at the top of the lineup, 4,400 on DraftKings. He actually hit a home run against Bell earlier this season and a double. So that's pretty strong in only 4 1/3 innings before Bell was yanked. So I like him. You can look at Caher, the third baseman. Unfortunately, his price has gone up to 3,700, so I'm not quite as excited about that. Multiple lineups. I'll have a little bit of exposure to the Doosan lefties, but for the most part, I'm going to use K Park and then get my bats from the other games.
Well, we didn't speak about this before the podcast whatsoever, but that's pretty amazing because if you want to replay the last 40 seconds, that's basically what I'm going to say. That is so bizarre. I was hoping you'd say people were going to stack Doosan because, yes, Chad Bell's not good, but I found the same exact thing as you. I don't think, he's, going to give up a ton of gopher balls. There are a ton of lefties on the Doosan side. And so for me, I'm going to one-off with K Park, who's in a perfect spot here against him. He's got recency against him. His price is very reasonable. So he's my one play from this game, just like you, and then I'm going to move on. So that's very, very strange that we would have the identical take on that one. All right, let's go to this next game because
hold on, Coach. Coach, before we go to game 2, I do want to talk about the other matchup in this game.
Okay.
Because I do actually like a couple of these Hanwha bats.
Oh, okay.
And it's a little bit scary to say that anytime we have any interest in Hanwha, right?
Yes.
But the lefty for Doosan is not overpowering at all. He gave up 2 home runs to Hanwha the last time they played. That was the game that got suspended by rain. So in only 2 innings, he gave up 2 homers. And one of those was to Tai Kyun Kim, who's
Okay.
back in the lineup. The first baseman is 3,700 on DraftKings. I like him tonight. And their 3-hole hitter, Jin Hyun Cha, 3,500. This is a righty who's big and strong. He was out of the lineup for a while, but back now. Solid numbers this year. 3 home runs already. Big, strong guy, big enough to hit one out. So I like those 3-4 hitters. Little mini stack that I'll be using here and there.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, I'll give you one guy on this team that I very well could look at, and that's Jay Chubb, batting third, the righty. Like you said, I think he's a one-off if I did go on the Hanwha side, but I'll probably gonna go elsewhere. But I've earlier in the week, I think I somehow must have hit my head or something, because I think I stacked like 3 Hanwha guys, and let's just say it didn't go very well. So
Right.
That's still fresh in my memory. All right, now let's go to the second game, because this game I can't wait to get to because it's such an exciting game. It's the Kia Tigers and Aaron Brooks. Kia's 27-22. Brooks is sitting at 3-3 with a 2.51 ERA. Tough luck loser in a few of those games. His record should be better. NC Dinos are 35-16 with Mr. Mike Wright, and he is 6-2 with a 3.70 ERA. The up-to-date MyBookie.ag line in this game has the NC Dinos minus 136 and the over-under at 9.5. So I'll say one thing as I hand it over to you. I'm still rolling because he has not let me down in multiple starts. Mr. Aaron Brooks, I don't care if he's playing at the Dinos or not. The dude can pitch, and I'm rolling with him.
Yeah, I like it. He's definitely in my player pool. He's not a lock and load. This is the Dinos, and lefties are hitting 337 against him. So he's going to have to deal with M. Lee, Sungbum Na, Jin Hyuk No. Those are my 3 favorite bats tonight for the Dinos. But I'll have some exposure to Aaron Brooks. He was solid against the Dinos earlier. Probably the most reliable strikeout pitcher on this slate. And on the flip side, Mike Wright really struggled against Kia the first time they faced off. And he's got the reverse split where righties are hitting 281 against him with 4 homers.
Yeah.
So you can look at Ji-Wan Na, who went deep against him the first time around.
Did you tap into my computer here? You're stealing all my thunder today, dude. I can't believe we're so much. I guess we're morphing into the same brains to some extent.
I guess we are.
I have Na on everything, and I never thought you'd pick him there. So that's bizarre. So I didn't mean to interrupt you. It's just like, what?
You didn't even need to prepare today. I guess you could have just served it up to me.
Yeah.
And then Sun Bin Kim did not play in that matchup. He's had 4 straight games with 3 hits. Did I write my note down correctly? That's not something you usually see. We've been talking about how great he's been at getting on base since coming back from injury and being in the leadoff spot. He's just loving it. So, he's in consideration for me too at 4,300 on DraftKings. You could build a bigger stack with Kia, include the lefties, Tucker and/or H. Cha cheaper as usual. And that's something I'm thinking about as a unique stack that probably won't be very highly owned.
Well, my hot take tonight, probably going against the grain a bit here, is I want to stack 3 guys from Kia against Mike Wright. I've seen him pitch a couple of times, and I've played him a lot this year. I just don't think he's sharp right now. I don't see him being, really on his game. His strikeout ratio's gone down. I just don't think this is a good matchup. I think a lot of people will play him, and I want to really take advantage of that with playing some key bats from Kia. I don't want to spend my entire pocket on Tucker, but I love H. Cha. in the 3-hole. I love Ji-won Na as a cleanup hitter, and I'm possibly looking at either Sun Bin Kim or Min Sang Yu as the other options for Kia. But I will have either a mini stack or a good at least 3-man stack against Wright. I think Kia gets on the board here. I've been sort of hot predicting the teams that score a decent amount of runs, and I'm not going to go crazy like last week when I predicted 15 and they scored 14 for the one team, but I'm going to say Kia is going to get about 8 or 9 runs in this game against the Dinos on their own. So, if you're betting over-unders in this game, I like the over here a lot because I think the Dinos can scratch out maybe 2 runs and like 9 runs for Kia to give you the over there. So I will have some Kia folks in there, I think fairly low owned. Their prices are just a smidgen better because it's against the Dinos. And so this will be a key game for me with my number 1 pitcher and a little mini stack of Kia.
Excellent.
All right, man, game 3, LG Twins 28-24 with Chan Hyun Jung at 4-1 with a crisp 2.59 ERA against Samsung Lions 29-24. Chae Hyung Cha, the lefty, is 5-2 with a 3.46. And if we check the mybookie.ag numbers for this game, we've got LG as a 133 road favorite. And the over-under is 9.5. What do you think here, man? What do you got?
Well, I want to start with the LG pitcher here, Chan Hyun Jung. He was excellent against Samsung the first time out, 7 scoreless innings, only 3 hits, 11 strikeouts. Now, here's the thing. We know that Samsung's lineup has turned over quite a bit. And in that matchup, Ja-wook Koo did not play. Hai-min Park, who we've been on recently, did not play. Went deep last night. And Dong-hyuk Kim did not play. Those 3 guys last night, those 3 guys combined for 8 hits, 2 homers, and 6 knocked in. Woo. So it's a much different dynamic in this matchup with those 3 guys in the lineup facing Jung. But, he's been really strong. Last time out, 3-hit shutout against SK. So I'm going to have some exposure to Jung. He's not a lock and load pitcher either for me, but just based on how the slate plays out, I'm going to have some exposure to him, and then I'll get some exposure to those 3 guys I mentioned in a couple other lineups, mostly the lefties, Koo and Park, because righties are only hitting 152 against Jung.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Okay, for me, Jung, I think is pretty obvious for me. My second favorite pitcher on the board. I just think he's been steady. He can get it done. Not a monster strikeout guy, but enough that I think he's just a solid play here. Samsung hits in bunches. Hopefully, this is one of the games where they're not hitting in bunches, but Jung just seems like a well-priced option. Right now on DraftKings, I have him plugged in at a pretty cool 7,500, which works really well. And he's averaging 22 fantasy points per game, which is number 1 in the entire field tonight of starting pitchers. So, I think he's just a logical play. He may be a little chalky because he's a little cheaper, but I don't think people are racing to stack against Samsung, who's 5 games over 500 and can hit the ball. So I'm on Jung for sure. Probably mix him in a little bit on FanDuel, but mainly using Brooks there. And then that eliminates any Samsung bats for me. I do like a couple of guys that I'm going to pluck out of this LG lineup that I just think fit the matchup perfectly. Their price is very, very fair, and they really help round out a build. So I'm going to give you a couple of guys just straight up. I like their number 2 hitter, Jeong, the middle infielder, second baseman. And I'm going with you, the catcher, who's been batting more consistently. His price is up a little bit, certainly not near the two big boys. But I think in the 5-hole, I think he's a good fit here in this game. So I'm going to have a couple of LG guys and the LG pitcher as a lot of exposure in DraftKings, and then hoping Samsung puts up a big goose egg.
And we continue to be aligned here. Cha as a lefty is no slouch, but I'm looking at KU as well as a one-off as our catcher, and there's basically nothing that gets you more excited than a catcher hitting fifth, right? I mean, he has to be your catcher if he's batting fifth.
That's the first thing I look for is where can I find one catcher that's not hitting at the bottom? Because they've D Park and then Yang for the Dinos. They priced him so insanely that you almost have to search and dig for a reasonable guy. So I'm with you. All right, we're good there. We ready for game 4?
Let's do it.
All right, SK Wyverns 15-37 with Jong Hoon Park, 3-4 with a 5.69 ERA. The Lotte Giants and C Wong Park, 2-4 with a 5.87. And as far as our friends at mybookie.ag, we are looking at Lotte as a 138 home favorite and 9.5 on the over-under. Is this a key game for you, or is this a run and pass deal?
No, it's somewhere in the middle. I'm going to have some exposure to the SK pitcher at Jong-hoon Park. He actually has a better strikeout ratio than Brooks. I said that Brooks is the more reliable strikeout pitcher on this slate because he's more likely to get deep in the ball game.
Yeah.
Park can get hit around. Doosan got him 2 starts ago, but he was 8 strikeouts last outing against Samsung. This is the righty sidearm pitcher that I like. I mean, 56 strikeouts in only 52 2/3.
Yeah.
That's terrific. The problem is he's got the ERA over 5. But, Lotte has a lot of righty batters. They are good against righties, but this is a little bit different because he's such a sidearm pitcher. So I'm going to have some exposure to Park. And then with the other matchup here, Lotte's Park, Siwong Park, is not good against lefties, but we know that SK doesn't really have lefty power bats. You could look at Ji-Hoon Cha, the leadoff guy, outfielder 2,900 on DraftKings. He's batting over 300. He's the traditional leadoff guy, only 1 home run. You're looking for a couple hits, couple stolen bases, couple runs. So because they don't really have any power lefty bats, I'm not really interested in the SK bats tonight.
Hey, I'll side bet you that the winning pitcher in this game is Park.
I'm not taking that bet. Nice try.
That was worth a shot. I'm with you in the fact that I'm not going to roster Park at this moment from SK, Jong-hoon Park, but I respect him. So I am staying clear of the Lotte bats just in case he puts together a solid game, because he can mow down some people. And Lotte does strike out because they have some guys that will swing for the fence. So I'm sort of taking that into consideration. I do like the middle of the SK lineup. Now, I know all of a sudden I've become this card-carrying member of the Jamie Romack fan club. I don't know exactly why, but he's done well for me. He's homered in 2 consecutive games. He's playing well. They're pitching to him. I like the matchup. And so, I'm all about going 3-4 here with Jay Cha and Jamie Romack and seeing if they can get a couple dingers against, say, Woon Park. And that's really all I have for this game.
Okay.
All right, game 5, man. Let's wrap this sucker up. Kiwoom Heroes 33-20. KT Wiz at 24-28. Kiwoom is putting out Seong Ho Lee, the lefty, with a 2-2, 4.50 ERA. The Wiz are sending to the mound Min Soo Kim, 1-2 with a 5.87. Our buddies at mybookie.ag have the Kiwoom Heroes a road favorite at -128. And this is the other game that's 10.5. So Vegas looking at a few more runs in this ball game. So I guess the question is this a game that you're looking to roster some hitters?
Yeah, it's finally time to get some more bats here in my lineup. And
Okay.
I'm going to start with Kiwoom. I like the matchup for these lefties. So Min Soo Kim is interesting because he's only started 5 of his 14 appearances this year, and the first couple starts he had were pretty rocky. The last
Yeah.
3 have been solid,
Hmm.
but lefties are hitting 351 against him this season.
Ooh.
So I'm looking at KCO, first base or second base eligible on DraftKings. Had a really great game.
Boy, he crushed it for me the other night, man.
Yep.
He had 40-some points for me, and really was a big part of that win.
Yeah, he's rolling. We got Jung-Hoo Lee for 4,800. Love to have him under 5K. Hai-Sung Kim, the cheaper middle infielder, is 3,400. Looks like he's probably going to bat 7th, which isn't ideal, but he's done damage from down there before. So those are my 3 favorite plays for Kiwoom. And then I do also have some interest in the KT bats. When they faced off against Sung-Ho Lee, they crushed him for, 8 runs in 2 1/3 innings?
Wow.
And 3 home runs? Rojas got him twice. He faced him twice, and he went deep twice. And Jay Bay also took him deep.
Yeah.
So, those guys are in my player pool. And this KT team is a team that I'm liking to stack more and more when they're facing a lefty. They are righty heavy up and down their lineup. So in addition to Jay Bay and Rojas, who of course is a switch hitter, you can look at Jay Huang at third base. He's been extremely hot.
Yep.
S. Jang, their catcher, nice value at 3,200. HU in the outfield, 3,200. K Park at second base, 3,300. So I'm going to play around with a couple different stacks, but if I can only play 2 guys, I'm going to play Jay Bay and Rojas for KTW.
Very nice. I think both of these teams are in position to score some runs here, especially at the top of their lineups. We never give out a bunch of chalk here. We give out, the real deal that makes sense that you can truly build a lineup with. So, I haven't spent crazy up on anybody to this point. So, just based on the performance and the way things lay here, I think you gotta look at Bay. You have to consider Huang. Rojas is probably the strongest play on the board. And I think that it makes sense to put Baek Ho Kang behind him in case he is afraid and pitches around Rojas a little bit. I think, that meat of that order right there, I think is going to do some damage. I mean, based on the last performance and the way these guys have been hitting. So, I'm not saying to roster or stack all of them. I think if you can pay up for Rojas, it's a great spot to do it. And I think Bay, Huang, and Kang are all some guys you have to look at to see if they can fit into your lineup. And then from Kiwoom, I like 2 guys. One of them, obviously, I don't even try to hide it. Jung-Ho Lee's my favorite player in the league. And, when he's in a situation like this, I always consider rostering. He'll make some of my lineups for sure. The guy that I like the best, though, and I already gave my hand away earlier, is just Seo at the top of the lineup. He's been pounding the ball, and he gets on base, and he's just, Min Soo Kim, this is just not a good matchup for him. So I think Seo gets on base. He can steal a base. He can hit one out. And I think he'll set the table for the rest of that group. So, there's about 4, 5, 6 guys that you can really mess with here in this game, I believe, to plug all the different holes. I'm not going to do a flat out stacked, but I am going to fit in a few of my lineups, a couple of guys from each of these teams to fill them out. So does that make sense?
It sure does. I agree with you.
Outstanding. Yeah, I think this is the most we've ever been on the same page. We don't have any like huge disagreements where we're ready to start making these side bets and argue and everything else. So that's good. That's a good, I can tell you right now, and we did it yesterday, more so just to give you a hard time, but Sugar Shane and I both gave it a 4-star slate. But I'm going to tell you right now, I've built my lineups already. I've studied this a good portion of the day when I was watching golf. And this is a 4-star. This is a back-to-back 4-star. I had 12%, top 12%. I'm hoping to get in the single digits tonight and really take some stuff down, not just in cash, but in GPP. So what's your initial feel?
Well, let's be honest. 4th of July, it has to be a 4-star slate.
Very good. I didn't even put that together. So that would make perfect sense then. There's no doubt about it. Well, good. Very good. We want to thank our sponsors again, mybookie.ag. Go to mybookie.ag and use that promo code CoachTalk for that 50% sign-up bonus up to $1,000 and a $25 free play. And our horse racing buddies at TVG, sign up through DFS Coach Talk and use the promo code, again, Coach Talk, one word, and just click on that TVG logo on our website, and you'll get that $300 risk-free bet. DFS Coach Talk on Twitter. I'm at Joe Sarvadi, JoeSarvadi. Andrew is at Language Olympic, and our man Shane is at DET Sports Shane. Remember, look us up on DFS Coach Talk on YouTube. If you're watching us right now, subscribe and like. We really appreciate that. Thumbs up there. And then we have a big library. If you want to start preparing for NBA, I've been telling everybody, and it's truthful, I'm doing at least 2 hours of preparation per day on NBA stuff, looking up and down, seeing who's playing, not playing, who's in, who's out, and there's new announcements every day, and it's something I'm keeping up with. If you have a chance to check out NBA TV, if you get that station, they're doing some really cool stuff every day. They're taking a different team. I've watched the Lakers, Clippers so far, and they're sort of showing what they've done so far, who's available, how things are looking, all that kind of stuff. So good stuff to watch there and prepare NBA-wise. And you can watch all of those videos we've done, every single team. So check out the library that we have there on YouTube. And Instagram, we're DFS_Coach Talk. And then sign up for our membership at DFSCoachTalk.com. If you get a monthly or yearly membership, they are frozen still all the way until the 30th of July. So you have a full month almost still to get free KBO and free PGA and the first week of Major League Baseball. So may never happen again that things fall this way, so take advantage of it. We'd love to have you join the Coach Talk family. We have a blast in there. We do contests, giveaways. We're providing full FanDuel lineups, solid KBO player pools, and PGA player pools on DraftKings. So that is it, my man. You got anything else on your side?
Cheers to everyone out there. Thank you for tuning in.
Oh, you've got the cup. Very nice. Yeah. I like that. Last thing I wanted to mention, our charity of choice here is mambon3.org, all spelled out, MAMBAONTHREE.org. Fantastic charity set up by Vanessa Bryan. So that is it. Tomorrow is our one day a week right now that we do not have a podcast because there is no PGA and KBO, or we'd be on again tomorrow. So we have the day off. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe with the July 4th stuff. I know everybody's probably heading out now for fireworks and everything else. Be careful handling the fireworks. Be careful driving. A lot of people out there party and drink and drive on the 4th of July. Don't know why. when you have all the other options to do that. But be safe and enjoy it. We're grinding through a tough time in the country, and we all know it, but we're getting through it. And I think the 4th of July here has been a nice uplifting reminder that, hey, we still, as tough as it's been, we have it way better than anyone else that walks this planet. So it's great to be here. And thanks to the vets and everybody that's paid the price. My dad, I always mention it, was a Marine and fought in Korea, and here we are playing KBO baseball. And hey, he doesn't fight in Korea. North Korea takes that over. There is no South Korea where it's free. So a big shout out to all the people that have served and do serve. So we know that that's part of this freedom that we celebrate on the 4th of July. So that is it, my man. Appreciate it. We'll catch everybody on Monday when we jump back into KBO. But for my man, Andrew Hansen, for our buddy Sugar Shane Caldwell and the entire DFS Coach Talk team, happy 4th of July. And we'll catch you again on Monday when we look to crush it in DFS.